Hi guys, how are you doing? Welcome to another reading. Today's reading is gonna be focused in the energy of the sun of in Aquarius and the moon in Taurus. Hmm. Okay, just so the turtle and the fox. Well, I'm still like figuring out stuff about the lightning guys, so the lights. So let's see how it goes. I'll get. Oh, this is a timeless reading, so whenever it finds you, it's for a reason. Only take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Um, I am recording this when the energies of Aquarius and Taurus are strong. So maybe if you are a sun, Aquarius sun or a Taurus moon, this may resonate more for you. So this just would be like a confirmation if things make sense for you. But even though you're not, this still may be a message. There's still like have a message for you here. I'm feeling a little bit impatient. I don't know why because I just started and I wasn't feeling like that before. Like I want to rush things. I want to. This is weird. This is not really me. So perhaps you're feeling like that. Oh, let's go. Let's do it. Anyway, so that's it. It's timeless. So whenever it finds you, it's for a reason. I'll get an animal spirit for the sun in Aquarius and one for the moon in Taurus. Then after I'll go for tarot. Tarot. Uh, yes. Anyway, perhaps you want to talk to someone, but like you're keeping like when you start um you start to rehearse how you're gonna talk to someone, what you're gonna say, blah blah blah. So I feel like that. I feel like I'm doing this, like I'm kind of rehearsing, but I don't have to. Anyway, so okay, so I'll do this first, then I'll go to tarot, get a general message, and then I'll get to an advice, and then I'll get to an oracle message to close the reading. So first, an animal spirit for the energy of the Aquarius, the sun in Aquarius. Right now, I saw the tarantula, but I don't feel that is the main energy right now. I'm feeling a little bit chaotic, like in a rush. Energy for the sun in Aquarius. There you go. We have the eagle. Interesting colors. I'm gonna get one for the moon. Jesus Christ, guys. What's going on with you? One for the moon in Taurus. Moon in Taurus energy for this collective, please. The cobra. Really interesting. Uh, Interesting cards here. I know that the cobra is that perhaps you are like ready to learn lessons, especially like in a more emotional way. Perhaps you were not like really emotional or wouldn't let the emotions in. And I feel like that perhaps you've been learning stuff about that or you will. Um okay, so let's read about it. I don't remember about the ego. So so let's start with the ego. Ego, that is the air element, really Aquarius, right? So what I'm feeling here too is that there's something getting like more balanced. You know why? Uh, my guides told me to pay attention to the triangles, right, on the top of the cards that it represents the elements, and both of them are in the same position because if you know these cards and you've seen me working with these cards before, it has also like the triangle upside down. So I feel that there's something entering like to getting more balance. I don't feel like it's totally balanced, but it's almost like um because the cobra is like when the student is ready, the teacher appears. So perhaps now you are ready and like there's like the teachers coming, like maybe the ego is your teacher. Let's read about it. Ego, all-pervading power, truth seeker, transforms karma. The noble ego emanates the light of the sun. That is true. Oh, guys, this is a sun. Isn't this awesome that we got this one for the sun in Aquarius? Energy. This great bird is both physically and spiritually strong and represents mastery over the elements of fire and air. When the ego appears, you soon be thrown into the karmic fire for the sake of your transformation. Oh, this is cool, guys. The ego pushes us to be our best and brightest selves and stop at nothing to see us shine. Grasp the sun in your talons and hold on for the ride. You are stronger than you think, ego child. When in balance, bright, radiant challenges. When out of balance, controlling. To bring into balance, step into the unknown. So that's guys. I'm gonna read the Cobra for you, but I feel like that there's a transformation happening that is really like the time for something to change. And I think that you are the student, you are ready. So because you are ready for that change to come, the teacher will appear. This is really cool. I like it. Cobra, pausing, waiting, the inner teacher. The cobra represents a teacher or a spiritual guardian. The cobra hovers and watches, ever present, ever protecting, ever loving. The essence of the cobra is found deep within us in the form of the inner teacher and manifests externally in those special guides who've led us along our path. What would it feel like to be a student again? What are you ready to learn? Remember the old saying, when the student's ready, the teacher appears. When in balance, a student of life, humble, wise. When out of balance, know it all, egocentric. To bring it to balance, taking a class is study. So I feel that's for me. It feels like a tower moment. You could go through an awakening, you know, but I feel there's something. Wow, like this energy. So maybe you are. You know that energy that I was feeling like about like rushing things? Maybe you are actually um nervous about it because I feel like perhaps you're you're understanding that there's something going on, something happening, but you're not quite sure what it is. Perhaps you just don't know how to name it. And perhaps you are a really like a rational person that wants to name things, and perhaps you just cannot name this. So I feel there's a really interesting transformation happening, and with the ego, I have this feeling that is coming fast. Like you're not gonna have time to think about it, and I think it's coming either you want or not. And guys, I think it's really cool because I've been doing a few readings this past few weeks, and the Cobra has been showing up a lot, which for me is really good. Because I see that you guys are actually working on yourselves. You want to do something. You're like it has this feeling. So it has this feeling that some people they're just like waiting for things to happen, but I feel there are some people that they're actually like truly in a state that they know that they're like you've been doing things to get to like better yourself, to become a better person. So you know there is something coming. Like you feel that there's something coming. Okay, let's go for the message. Oh yeah, so I was saying about the Cobra. So I think it's interesting because the Cobra has been showing up in the readings like a lot lately. So I think this is quite interesting. And also, when I'm recording this, we're still in the year of the snake. So I feel like there's a lot of shedding happening in this Aquarius season of 2026. Of course, like I said, it is a timeless reading. So whenever you find it, it's just like the energy when you find it. If you don't find it in this season, it's just is strong in your life right now. It's just like because I'm recording this, so the energies are stronger now. Okay, so let's go for the message. What does the collective need to know today? What can I tell you guys? What's the message for the collective today? Okay, quite interesting. So the first card is the Winter Fool. Then we have the Winter Devil. Then we have the Winter Hierophant. Guys, we have three major arcanas here. So this transformation energy is really strong for real. With the winter fall, I feel that there is something. Okay, so I'm getting a few things here. First, there is definitely like something new happening. For some of you, something new, totally different, first time. It could be the awakening, like a tower moment. It's something that it is the first time. You've never experienced this before. For some people here, I am getting that you're taking a risk to actually see things in a different way. Like you're taking a risk to to actually walk a different path or to actually or at least try. Like this is a really interesting card because here, if we look at the card, it's almost like that door is like a portal, right? That this person it's in this like forest and there's like and the other side of the forest, but it's winter. So right now is now winter, but this person can just walk through this portal and being this beautiful forest full of snow. So I feel that here, what I'm feeling is that perhaps right now you are in a really comfortable space, or you were just recently in a really comfortable space, and now you actually feel that it's time to take a step to something that is unknown, something that it may be uncomfortable for you. And it's how growth happen. It's how growth happens, guys. Like when it is uncomfortable. Okay, it's like when we understand what we need to, work on. So I feel like there some for some people are taking this step of actually doing this that is totally like something totally new, so totally different. That's my feeling. That's why I think I was like in a rush, this rush energy, because it's almost like like when you're trying something new and you just want to learn, you just want to get to know everything as fast as you could, as fast as you can. So I feel like that's the energy for you right now with the winter full. So, and then at the top, it was the Winter Devil, and at the bottom, the Winter Hierophant. With those two cards, I feel that um, a lot of shadows are coming to surface for you, and that's why I have this feeling that there's an awakening happening because with the Hierophant here, I feel like it's almost that you finally want to see these shadows and actually um I'm hearing like you want to marry these shadows like, and I mean a really, I mean in a really like interesting way actually. You want to actually integrate them. You don't want them to control you anymore. This is what I'm hearing, is that you don't want the shadows to control you anymore. So I feel like that perhaps you also are looking, you are in a you are doing this with a group of people. So perhaps you're going to like a sound bath or a group healing, something like that, that is helping you to integrate the shadows. There's this there's also like these lessons, right? There's perhaps there were a lot of karmic lessons that you had to learn. And yes, so with the Hierophant too, what I'm getting is that perhaps there were oh Jesus. There was stuff on your soul contract that you had to go through, and I think you're actually now really looking at the shadows, and I feel that you understand that you don't have any other option. That is like you need to work on them, or like I feel that if you don't, your life is gonna be really chaotic. Things are gonna happen in your life that it won't leave you alone until you actually do it because it's part of your contract. And what I'm hearing is that the time has already passed somehow of your contract, like it was due a while ago. And so like they are putting situations in your life to make sure you're gonna be able to like do it. Even though it has passed the time. This is, guys, this is what I'm hearing. Okay. So even though it has passed the time, you still have time. But like the time is now, kind of thing. It's like, so everything that is putting in front of you, you need to be really open for it. So to learn all the lessons that you haven't so far, because I feel that everything that is showing up in your reality right now, they are meant for you to happen. They're things they don't happen for you, of course. But like universe is putting situations in your life right now so you can actually learn those lessons. And I'm hearing like as soon as possible. You're just one step far from it, but you need to take that step. This is quite interesting, but guys, this is definitely like a karmic thing, so contract stuff. That there's stuff that you need to heal that it is in your contract. That's fun. So much fun. Okay, let's see what's the advice for you. about this. What's the advice about this? Okay, we got the Ace of Winter Swords. That is an air energy. Oh yeah, we got the I don't remember, guys. I think I don't remember which sign is the Fool. I think the Devil is Capricorn. The Hierophant is I don't remember. Cancer, I guess. I can double check. Okay, because we got Ace of Winter Swords, that is a really Aquarius energy. Then we have the Artisan of Winter Cups, that is the same as the Queen of Cups. And we also have the Winter Witch. I think this one is the Fool, because it's number one. So another major arcana for you here. So the advice here for you, I think it's what I said about you need to keep yourself like open, your mind open, like be open-minded about everything that is happening around you, because I think they are sending you signs. They are putting things in your like there are things happening in your life right now that they are meant for you to learn something to so you can actually be able to be done with this contract. I feel like this contract is overdue. And I don't know, I have this feeling that they're being able to hold a little bit this contract for you, but it's almost like if you don't get this done as soon as possible, like this is gonna have to be for next lifetime. And what the fuck knows when that's happening, you know? So I feel like your guides are are also in a little bit of this rush energy, even is not even you. Maybe are your guides actually are, but I feel that they are sending you signs. You may be seeing a lot of synchronicities. They are sending you a message, maybe dreams, and even in your physical, perhaps you are hearing someone's name all the time, or like people are talking like in a way that reminds you of someone or somewhere. That's all like this signs coming for you at the moment. They are sending you a lot of signs. Your guides are like, you know, even if they have to like the thunder, they will, lightning, they will. So you can actually see it and do something about it. And and that too, like I feel that there's three cards of new things happening here, right? We have the Fool, we have the Ace of Winter Swords, and also the Winter Witch, that is the magician. So like there is this energy of something new happening, something new growing. But I feel like you need to be really open-minded for it. At the top is the Artisan of Winter Cups, and at the bottom the Winter Witch, that is the magician. I want you to read actually, or is it okay? I want to actually read about the Winter Witch. They have this they tell a little bit about the Winter Witch. Like for every card, they actually tell a little bit about the card and the divinatory meaning. So I want to read about this one. Um and then I'll keep going. No, actually I'll say what I'm gonna say first, because I don't know, maybe there's a confirmation here. So what I'm gonna say first is that at the top with the artisan of winter cups. I feel that what is coming for you is that this perhaps I was getting a little bit about emotions, right? About not being that open for emotions. So this is what I feel like with the artisan of winter cups, that perhaps it is a time that you understand uh, how your emotions actually work. We got the more feminine energy, but I don't think, again, we all have feminine and masculine energy. Before you say anything, please go search about it. So, just don't make yourself stupid. I'm giving you the fucking chance to don't make yourself stupid. So, you're welcome. Um, okay, so I feel like you're working more on your feminine energy right now. That is, you're understanding how you actually feel about things and to be compassionate, to be nurturing. Um, hmm, I'm receiving a message. Just a moment. Perhaps perhaps you, hmm, perhaps when you were a child, you were not really nurtured. You didn't know how to receive love, how love actually feels, because you never actually received it. So it's like when I was hmm, in the past, I used to say that you cannot give what you never received, right? And to be quite honest, I still believe in that, right? Because in if we're talking, and it's funny because I've always said that, but my healing journey it started like way later in life. I'm not that old, but well, like for me, it has been like 1 year now, so a little bit more than 1 year, but I didn't really understand that, because in the past, I also used to think that, well, if someone wanted to do something, they just would, right? But it's not really how it works. When you understand more about the healing process and how traumas and how ancestral traumas are deep in our body and our blood. But I feel like now you're maybe nurturing yourself. You may be understanding more about this nurturing side, about this love. I'm getting like here like a mother love. I'm almost like I don't think that you're getting this from your mother. I don't think you got this from your mother, but I think you're understanding now how you'd like to be loved and how you'd like to actually be taken care of. Perhaps there is someone in your life that they tried to love you, but you couldn't understand. You thought was too emotional, too much, but you couldn't actually receive what the person was offering you. But yeah, I'm getting here a lot of um child trauma. You know, we all we're still kids. Like our inner child never dies. We're still kids. We just need to remember that it's like our parents, they did what they thought was the best, they didn't know, right? So just like let that go. And no, it's not just because it's not that easy. I know I've been through a lot of healing by now that I know that it's not just let go. But when you start understanding that it wasn't their fault, they did what they thought was the best, and they did what what was given to them. Okay, so then it comes back with the phrase that I said, you're only able to give what you received, what you have received, right? So probably your parents were treated like that when they were a child too, or even worse, and they tried to do something different, but it was really hard. So blaming them, it won't make anything better. It won't make anything right. So you can choose to work on it, or you can keep blaming them and letting those shadows control you when you don't have to. Yeah. So, and with the Winter Witch, I feel like that perhaps you're gonna understand that you have everything that you need to actually make that work to I'm not gonna I don't believe in making the shadows go. I don't think they'll go anywhere. But I think you learn how to live with them. I think it's different, because as soon as you acknowledge the shadows, because the thing is, most of us, we keep like our entire life, they say, they tell us that, oh, you're good or you're bad. Like you cannot be good and bad, right? Because good people are good people, bad people are bad people. Like there's no, there's nothing in between, but that's not true. We are all like good and bad, you know. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So it's like, for example, I do think that I think that I do good things, to people around me and that kind of stuff. But sometimes, when like a jerk is driving like fucking crazy in the street, I would love sometimes for I don't know for him to crash the car. Okay. Um, and it is a thought. It is a more negative thought. Yes, it is, but I'm acknowledging that I'm having that thought, and that thought is not really negative. And of course, I would never want anything to truly happen to that person. But in a fraction of second, that thought was there, right? So I get that thought. I was like, yeah, I was mad because that happened, but nothing really happened. But of course, I would never want any harm to that person, and of course, because I would never want that for me either, right? So, but I acknowledge that I had that thought. I'm not a saint. I'm not. So the fact that I acknowledge, I was like, yeah, I'm human. I can get those thoughts too, and it's fine. But I'm not really taking action for that to happen. I'm not like doing something for that guy to crash the car. I'm not really truly doing it, but I'm acknowledging that for a second, I just wanted that guy to crash the fucking car because he was driving like I'm gendering here. I'm sorry, but he or she or they were driving the car like crazy, you know, could like get people hurt and that kind of stuff. But anyway, but the acknowledgement and say, okay, so yeah, I know I don't really want that people like the person to get hurt or anything. It's just like, but I acknowledge it that I had that thought. I don't try to hide it. Like, oh no, this is so bad. Why I'm thinking like that? It's like, okay, yeah, I'm human. I think like that. Like sometimes it will happen, and that's it. You know. Okay, so anyway, so I think like you're gonna understand that you have the tools to actually make these things happen, to like heal yourself, to let the shadows not control your life anymore. So I'm gonna read this one because I'm feeling called to. The Winter Witch. Here we see the Winter Fool. I was like, on the cards, the Winter Witch. So anyway, here we see the Winter Fool has stepped through the portal to emerge as the Winter Witch. She sits in a state of ease and reposes among the snowy landscape as she draws down the moon's power. The Winter Witch offers us a new way to express magic. She isn't casting a spell or manifesting a goal. She's connected with the cosmos, allowing its energy to fill her spirit. So again, like I feel your gods are sending us a bunch of stuff, but you need to be open to listen to see them what they're sending. Likewise, she's rooted to the earth, becoming a conduit for her desires to manifest in the material realm. Being present and at rest is its own kind of magic, a power that doesn't seek to manipulate or force an outcome. She trusts herself to be magnetic enough to attract all she desires. As the winter fool, she needed to learn how to trust the doors being opened to her. hmm And as the Winter Witch, she's learning to clarify her desires and direct her will with the least amount of force possible. She's in the midst of creation, even if it appears that she's doing nothing. Guys, like, it's like here's gendered, but he, she, they, whatever you feel more comfortable to. Okay, I'm just reading the book. Divinatory meaning. The Winter Witch appears as the manifestation of your inner power. Your soul will draw this card to your reading when you need a reminder of how many resources and capabilities are already within you or available to you. Be bold and confident in your pursuits, and speak your aspirations plainly and ask for what you want with conviction. This is your summons to find clarity in your desires and direct your energy with intention rather than seeking to force your way to success. It would be so easy to approach an obstacle with frustration, anger, panic, or a sense of defeat, but that is not the witch's way. Instead, she urges you to face complications with peace, to once again trust in the universe to work with you to find solutions. Likewise, it may seem natural to greet a goal with self doubt and fear. All the same, the Winter Witch reminds you there is no dream or hurdle too big or too small to stop you when you open yourself to the magic of spiritual realm. It's a quite interesting energy, but what I'm getting here is that you need to be open for it. If you want to something to change, if you want things to be different, you need to truly be open for it. I feel that there's stuff more emotional related, and there are inner child situations here. You can check it out, like what you can do to take care of your inner child. It's really important. I do at least once a week something for my inner child. So, that's important. So yeah, perhaps you're like living this energy of more victim mentality. That's this is what I'm feeling. Perhaps like we're really feeling like a victim. And if you didn't came out of this energy yet, you're about to. Okay. I'll get you an oracle message now so we can close our reading. You're picky. Interesting, interesting, interesting. We got chills. Number 5. Okay. Keywords: wake up call, awareness, warning. Your body is an intelligent being providing you with warning signs when you are in danger. Chills are one of these signs, and they warn you to seek shelter and warmth so that you do not freeze. What I'm getting here is that you need to really realize when, for example, you are with some people and you're like you get really anxious or you know, you feel something different in your body when you are around some people because your body is trying to tell you something. Either like the if those if those people are safe or not safe for you at the moment. Safe, what I mean is like energetically safe. Bum, bum, bum. Just like the body, your soul provides you with warning signs in the form of your intuition or the gut feeling that tells you something isn't right. Sacred soul, your awareness, sacred soul. See, I'm in a rush for some reason. I maybe you are in a rush or your guides. Your awareness is needed now. You may be heading into a situation that can be avoided. There are red flags and clues that you have been ignoring. You may have felt the creepy feeling that something is off, but without proof, your ego tries to convince you that your feelings are misguided or premature. Do not dismiss what you feel. There is still time to seek shelter from the cold before getting caught at night in the snow. Well, guys, this is the reading for you today, and I see you in the next one.